My name is Mark Edmonds, and I'm going to lead you through some Notebook 11 activities, helping us to create some interactive lessons and activities using Move and Reveal, Cover and Reveal, and Erase and Reveal. So basically what we're doing is creating a hide and reveal activity. Those three techniques I just mentioned, Move and Reveal, Cover and Reveal, Erase and Reveal, are things that we can use to bring some interactivity into our lessons. So just to give you some examples of how to do this, I'm just going to move the shade over a little bit here. It comes. Not sure why it's not coming over quite enough, but anyway. On this slide, the first one is going to be a Move and Reveal. And in this case, we're actually going to, show you an example of the Move and Reveal. The box here basically is covering up an answer. We have a question that we've asked of our students, and we have an answer that's basically being hidden in a background in behind an object, a different object. This one, the object is shaded in red. If we just click on that and pull it down, we'll end up with our answer being there, and that's the Valley of the Kings. And so that's an example of a Move and Reveal. We've actually got an answer which is basically in behind the object that's covered in red. In the order of our Cover and Reveal, in this case we have some text which is kind of hidden here, and if we bring the same object down over top of it, it'll actually show that answer off. Okay? In this case, the object in red is in behind the other object which reveals our answer, the Valley of the Kings. And then the last one, in this case, we won't need the object, but it's a simple Erase and Reveal. And what we have is probably an answer that's in behind here, and if we take up our eraser and just simply drag it over and erase the ink that's on top of it, we'll reveal the answer, the Valley of the Kings, below. Okay, so those are the three examples of Move and Reveal, Cover and Reveal, and Erase and Reveal. So now, if I come back up here and I select a new page, so I'm going to go up here and select a new page. What we can do is we can actually create those three things. We'll go at it very slow. We'll do the Move and Reveal first. We have a blank page here. We kind of want to add some things that will draw our students' attention to that page right away. So we're going to go into our gallery, and we're going to click on the keyboard icon on the bottom here. And we have a toolbar up here, a search bar, and I'm just going to click in Tut. And then I'm going to search, and what's going to happen is out of the gallery we now have some pictures that we can use. So I'm going to click that on the pictures and scroll down. There's our picture of King Tut right here. We can double click on that, or we can simply drag it over. I'm just going to drag it over. So if I highlight that and bring it over here, we have our nice picture of King Tut now on our screen. Now, we might want to ask our students a question. So I'm just going to quickly grab the red ink bar here, and I'm just going to say a real simple question. Where is King Tut's tomb? Okay, so if I put the pen back down again, I can now recognize this as an object. And now that I've recognized it, if I choose the drop-down menu here, we can actually have text recognition. And it says Tom's, but that's okay. We'll just go with Tom's. Come back into here. I'll choose my select bar. If I choose that, it should actually be able to. There we go. I'm going to choose my. Just put B in there. And maybe get rid of the S. Drop out of there. So now we have Where's King Tut's Tomb. This is kind of what we want. It is pretty big though, so if I just drag it over a little bit, I can actually change the size just by dragging and pulling it a little bit towards me. You notice it changes the font size right away. It's still a little big, so let's make it a little smaller. And then we can move that basically where we want to on the screen. Okay. So we now have our question, now we want to have our answer, which we can then cover and reveal. So I'm going to choose a different color ink, and I'm just going to put the answer. Now the answer is the Valley of the Kings. Again, once we put the pen down, we can just click on that. We're now in our select tool. Use the drop-down menu, and we can say recognize the Valley of the Kings. Again, it's a little big, so we're just going to drag that over and just make it a little smaller. Maybe a little smaller than that. There we go. And now we have the Valley of the Kings. To do a move and erase though, what I want to do is I want to have some kind of object over top of that that I can move to reveal the answer. So now I'm going to actually go back into my tools bar, and I'm going to choose the shapes. And I want a rectangle because it is kind of rectangular in shape. So if I choose the drop-down menu, oh sorry, it's the wrong one. Choose the drop-down menu. You'll notice we have the rectangle here. We're actually just going to put our finger on the screen, and we're going to try and choose a rectangle which is pretty much the same size as the actual answer itself. To get that to kind of take hold and effect, we're going to choose our select tool again, and click on this. Oops. Oh, that's the wrong one. The outside one, there we go. So if we bring that back down, we can actually click on the drop-down menu, choose Properties. We want to do a solid fill, so we're going to fill in the little icon on the bottom here. It's automatically gone to blue, which is awesome. We'll use that as the color. I like blue. And now we have our blue rectangle here. If we take that, we can put it over top of our answer, and then as the kids go through and do this, they can simply click and hold onto it, drag off, and move to reveal the answer. Now, we also want to do a cover and erase. So in order to save some time, we're actually going to choose another page, or make another page. But instead of doing that all over again, if we just click on the Properties icon down here, we can choose the Home Page option. And you'll notice now on page 5, it's a mirror image of page 4. If we choose page 5, click over here, we can now take this and we can create a basically a cover and reveal page. So on the Valley of the Kings, it's in black writing. If we take this and change the color properties of the font that's inside to blue, or to white, sorry, you'll notice that the answer is now erased. We then can select this tool, choosing the drop-down menu again. Now we want to look at this in terms of the order. We want this to actually be behind our answer. So we're going to choose order. We're going to send that to the back. And now, a little bit of magic should happen. If I take this and bring it up, because that's already white, it's the same color as the background. If we bring the rectangle up to it, it's going to actually show the answer as we want it. So that's a cover and reveal. And finally, what we want to do is an erase and reveal. So again, if we go back to our pages, I really don't want to go through the work of having to do that all over again. So I'm going to click on this, and I'm going to clone the page again. And now you notice the 6th page is the same as the 4 and the 5. So if we click on there, click back on here. Oops, sorry. We really don't need this object. It's this one here with the answer that we need. I'm going to change that property of it back to black again, so that when we see it, we can see the answer on top of there. And what I'm going to do is go back into my Tools menu, choose the Pens icon, click on a pen, and I also, what we want to do is basically some magic. We want to be able to go over top of that answer by using the same background as basically the same color as the background. And we're going to choose a pen that's fairly thick so that it makes it easy to see it. Go back up here. Okay. use our magic pen, which happens to be your finger right now, if you very easily go over top of that, you'll notice that it erases it. It doesn't erase it, sorry. It draws ink white over top of your answer. Okay? And that's erase and reveal. So those are the three